All right guys, we made it to Melbourne, MPW here in Dandenong. The F-150 and the trailer here. I just pulled the car in. I've been sort of here since about 9:30. It's around 11 o'clock now. Adam's shop is unreal. What they've got going on in here is wild. So they just had a VN LS3 on, just pulled my car in, and I was going to change the plugs, and then we're going to do a little tour around his shop, see what he's got going on, because he's got some pretty wild shit in here. Yeah, right.
10.6 on the knocker.
10.6. That's a go.
The numbers are right.
Oh, awesome.
We're getting somewhere. It was by far our best one yet.
It was.
That was back down to...
Straight, clean pull sort of thing?
Yeah, that was back down to kind of 14.5 pound boost. But I've cleaned up our fuels at that. So before, what was happening is it was dragging heaps of fuel out. So they've kept pumping fuel into it, trying to get it in there. But and O2 is pulling
trying to pull it out. Yeah, right.
What did I say to you on the phone? That we should make 1,000 on about what?
18.
17.7.
17.7, made 1,000.
Yeah, ignition timing is killer. Boost control is doing what it should. Nice and flat. In all honesty, that dropped down to 16.7 at the end.
Yeah, right. What was that on?
22.5.
22.5 pound, wow. That's loud.
So we want to be?
Absolutely. 1,166 horsepower at the tyres. How good?
Almost a megawatt. Almost a megawatt.
Holy shit.
That turbo's working really well, hey? Like that's got
Yeah.
overall back pressure.
Oh, that's good. So pretty well set up.
Pretty well done. The rest of it's at the track.
That's what we want to hear.
So the band here, after finishing tuning the Monaro, well, everything we can do basically on the rollers, right?
Yeah.
So, and that was on 22 pound?
Oh, 21.3, so we're nowhere near at the end of where we want to be with it anyway.
Yeah.
But these things, as anyone who's followed what we do, I like to run them, anything alcohol-based, we run a lot more fuel in it.
Yeah.
We run tighter plug gaps and a bit more dwell, and that allows us to keep the fire lit.
Yeah.
Which means that we can keep cylinder temps down and make more power. So yeah, on 21.3, we've managed this. We can still keep going. It's only a 4-bolt cylinder head though.
Yeah.
I don't want to push it too hard. the heads are better off where they are.
Exactly.
The tune-up that was in it was great, fuel tables, all that kind of gear.
Yeah.
I've put a couple of degrees of ignition timing in it just from what I've done, and because I'm pulling the plugs out and reading them,
Yeah.
I've put a couple of degrees of ignition in it. But the boys who did the original tune on it have nailed it. It's absolutely killer. Fab work and everything, Andy and the boys at Admo Fab, like literally all we've done is put plugs in it and set up the parameters the way we set them up, mainly for track use. So the boys have all done a killer job on it.
That they have. I'm super excited now to get out there and...
For a big turbo, we've made it make boost nice and early. So
basically, transbrake, brake, bump box,
rolling anti-lag, and launch control now.
launch control.
We do funny things with 3-step, so we actually make it pull through the 2-step. Let's say we demand 5,000 RPM on the 3-step, and then it'll make 8 pound of boost and drop back down to 4,000 or 3,800 launch. Now, we've got to do that with smaller cubes and bigger turbos, and as you see, it's got no issues coming up on the chip. We can make 10 pound dead flat. We've set up all the CO2 boost control, which is holding within a pound variation across it, which at 20 pound of boost is pretty close. And the rest of it we'll do at the track. So yeah.
So we're ready to hit the track pretty well.
Yeah, we're ready to see how strong drive shafts are.
Well, there you go. We're going to go for a little tour through Adam's shop in a minute and see what he's got going on, because there is a shit ton going on here, and a pretty amazing space. Got Jason's Fox Sake over here. We'll go have a little look at that in a bit. But yeah, so we're ready to hit the track, people.
We've got another HK that we're just rolling a chassis into now. We've got Vince's VL, which is a full ground up build.
Yep.
Again, this will be Automotive Creations paint job on this one.
Yep.
This is going with a Powerhouse built RB30 in it still.
Yeah,
so
nice.
basically he wants it like a retro VL, as if they come out today. Just everything neat and tidy. This is who we call Daddy Dave. He's part of the furniture now. So he just had an old Borgie on this thing and a pretty budget turbo kit.
Yep.
So we've just made all new turbo kit for it, put an 88 Pulsar onto it. So we're just finishing this off for Holden Nationals.
Yeah, well, that's only a few weeks away, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not far.
It's 2
It's
weeks.
not far. Three.
Yeah.
So
You're a sucker for punishment.
we've got Chris Pearson's HQ over there. That's a cool car, full VF interior and everything. Yeah, so that was the one that was on the cover of Street Machine last year.
My bench seat that I got from my HX, like I've had to like cut it.
Yeah.
So I fit in these things and I'm looking and I'm like, how the hell?
Well, Chris is a big unit too.
Yeah.
So the fact that he fits in this thing is...
Wow, we love this.
So we've got Denny's VK here, which is one of our 7-second packages. So we're putting that together for Denny at the moment. He's a really good customer of ours. So roll cage is just going in for the final time now.
Full welding?
Full welding, yeah. But we colour code them to the same as the roof lining and everything, so they all come together. Everything's drawn in CAD, so it's nice and tight to everything.
Yeah.
We've got Nick's VX Commodore. We've just got a Powerhouse Engines built 2JZ, so we want to make 1,000 rear wheel out of a 2J in this.
It's 2Js.
The old Dodge Daytona. So this is one of YTG's, Young Timers Garage at the end of the road. I just took Charlie down there to check that out, and it's next level, that joint, isn't it? We've got Igor's HQ up there, so we're just waiting on a dummy block to come back for that. We've done all the tin work, all sheet metal's done, front ends all together on it. So that was another car that we had to do full rear chassis and everything on. We've got this RX2 here. That's been a massive build for us. That came in one of the nicest looking cars you'll see. Yeah. And when we got into it, it was just full of rust. It was just bog everywhere. Went to a couple of panel shops. They couldn't do it, so we've ended up remaking all the skins here. We've done all the body work, done all the roof here, done stretch guards, had to do everything.
Pretty wild.
It's a pretty wild bit of gear. So that's a 315/60 on that, and it looks like a 235 because they're tucked in so tight. This is another Adelaide car. So this is Mario's HT. So we just built a silver HQ for Mario. So that car went 7.1 at 200 on its first outing. So this is a bit more simple. This is a 400 cube LS with an FT 700 plus in it. So the big new fuel tech. Yeah, obviously everything's streetable. So this is his roll racing car. So this will be pretty cool.
Absolutely.
This is Ash's HQ. So that come into us to have everything fixed up, changed up, go to engineering. So we've just got a rear ender doing this car now, and it's pretty much done. Just the tyres or wheels are too big on this. You can't change the track width that much. So we've got to make a whole new rear end for it to get it to pass engineering.
They are huge. So you're making a new rear end for it.
So we've got to do a whole new diff and everything for it, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, so that'll be the next couple of weeks. We'll get that bowled over, and this car should be done at Motorex with us. And then we've got Billy Brady's El Camino. Oh, this is small block twin turbo, yep. And this is another LS twin turbo deal. So again, Pulsars. Our two turbos of choice here are Pulsar and Turbo Smart. Fuel Tech injectors. This is a full Helltech Nexus car, so R5 and PD16, E-gates, everything. We've got Nick's Statesman up here. So again, twin G42 Pulsars, 427 cube Powerhouse Engines engine in that thing. Full rear clip, everything. So that'll be another big car to come out. Again, this is another huge job that we've undertaken. So this come to us from another shop that had started on it and kind of sitting. So we've taken over it, put a whole new chassis into it, redone the back. So, you know, the HRs have got a HT tail light on them. Yep. So this has got a wagon rear end on it.
Oh, wow.
So we can we've cut all the rear end off, grafted a wagon rear end into it, modified all the tailgate and got rid of the glass out of it. Yep. So it's all, shut up. So
that's a big job.
I'm just about ready to put tin work into this. And we've got Hammy's VL up here, so that's another big one. The boys at CK are doing RB30 for this thing. So
where, sorry?
CK Automotive, not CK in Adelaide, CK in Melbourne.
I know
there's two of them.
There's a lot of CKs.
Yeah. Chris and the boys are doing an RB30 for this thing, and they'll be finishing the car off, tuning it. We're just doing the fab for them.
Yeah.
So we've just come out with new chassis connectors for VL. So as you can see, they're all drawn in CAD, 3mm folded, put notches in so we can still run all of our fuel lines through, brake lines through, everything else. They tie into the lower suspension point.
Yeah.
So it actually braces everything in for us. So we've put a tub in this, we've put a fuel cell, coilovers, new race product diff here that we've just finished welding up this week. So yeah, just little things like being able to draw in CAD, we can actually unbolt. So this is where our wishbone will come off of.
Yep.
But to get the fuel tank out, obviously we want to remove that so it all bolts up nicely. You can put pedestals in it. So yeah, and we've got C&C CNCs here, which we use for everything. We can cut everything in-house, which is really nice. You've obviously seen the dyno cell. We've got the dirty room over here, which is where we do all of our powder coating and cutting and grinding and everything else. And then we've got a couple of chassis benches as well. So
busy.
Yeah, and then there's another 20 cars out on the street.
All right, guys and girls, it is test day. We are leaving the Morning Peninsula. Stay with Adam for the last couple of nights in his caravan. He's just such a generous man. I cannot thank him enough. Basically hosting me for this whole weekend, and I'm following him now at the moment, and we are heading to Heathcote for the test and tune. Monaro on the back, obviously, and we're going to set the car up basically after making 1166 horsepower at the tyres, so around 760 real kilowatt, which is bloody outrageous. I think that's right. Maybe I got that wrong, but super pumped. I'm so keen to get this car sorted to be able to enjoy it. Huge thanks to boys at Paul Pavlo, Sean for the wiring, Mick for putting the engine together, and then obviously Steve for tuning the car, making sure everything's ready, everything's going before we come over here, and with Adam setting up basically just the track day stuff, which is why we're over here. And super grateful for the boys at Paul Pavlo's of always looking after me and continue to look after me. And then obviously Fab for smashing out the turbo manifolds, everything like that, unreal, everything that they did, and can't thank them enough either. So keen to see how we go and let all the lads know of our progress today, and then we'll shoot off to Westmoreland to see my uncle and then take him up to Rocky with us. So going to be a big trip, people, but I'm extremely excited for today. I'm going to go get some fuel, get another coffee, and then get on the road. So let's do it. Tour at the track, guys. Tour at Heathcote. Haven't been there in ages, so I'm extremely excited. Let's go. All right, guys, we made it to Heathcote, and Adam's just sort of doing a couple other tests and whatnot, and then we're going to get out there and give it a go. We're going to go to, I think he said, the 300 foot. So when I shift into second, we're going to move, and then we're going to go off, and then we're going to check some data. I just did a big wheel stand, so it looks like there's a bit of prep there.
Seeing how much the start line will take at this point. That was our first hit, and it was only 3,800 RPM, but it was still a little bit too much out of the hit. We've gone to the first gear shift, so we can come back, check the plugs, check the tune up, and then we'll run it back through again. So I've got a big ignition hit on it as well. Yeah. So you see it's pulling 6 degrees out and then coming up. If we look at our drive shaft RPM, it took the hit. Yeah. And then it blew off just after. Yeah, okay. And then you come back into it here. So we'll soften it right up now and just see what it can do. Perfect. But yeah, 9.1 pound, and we lost tyres at 9 pound a boost. Yeah. So it's showing that the track's not there, but we're setting up for no prep, so... That's the main thing, isn't it? Yeah. I guess we'll get our setup right. Yeah. There you go, that's the first one out of the way. And then we've got the data, what we need, and then we'll line up and we'll go again. Data, that was 3,600 launch at about 8 pound a boost. So we've gone to first gear and ran it out of first gear now. So we'll turn it around, look at the data and see what we need to do to get this thing to hook up on this track. Yeah, so as you were on it, it's just come up to 19 now. Yeah. So you can see you're right on the edge of the track, see the drive shaft RPM just jittering, and then it just fell off. Yeah. So, and then after that it was not too bad. You had a bit of a turn up here, but wideband's textbook, like everything was perfect there. Yeah. I reckon we limp it out and we get after it. Yeah, why not? We can get it moving and then we'll go from there. Yep. 146, so super soft out of the hole at like 3,400 RPM. Had no boost in it for 3 seconds just to get around the track. So it's working. Let's start getting after it a little bit more and get some boost in the deep end, see how we go. 147, almost 148, so mile per hour is back. I think that's probably the best mile per hour the car's done, or up there with it. We're still super soft on it, super soft out of the hole, 3,400 launch, and only about 4.5 pounder boost, but we just managed to bring it in 0.4 of a second earlier, which is what made 0.4 difference, or 0.4 difference within that pass. So he drove around it well. We'll have a look at this back bumper, looked like it was half hanging off on that pass. Super soft out of the hole, still right on the edge of the track. As I say, we're getting ready for no prep, so we can't hit this thing too hard, but we're now 4 mile per hour PB on the car's best ever mile per hour, so 152 mile an hour with a 938. Still super soft in the front half, so that would have been probably a 1.5 or a 60 by the looks of that. So that was literally moving our boost curve back and putting 1 more pounder boost at it. Same launch, same everything, but that's how slowly we're trying to creep up on this car. But well driven, it was right on the edge of the track, Charlie. How'd you go?
152 mile per hour.
So that's what, 4 mile an hour up on what the car's ever done?
Ever, yeah. That's unreal. Fast down the end of the track. Pretty off.
Yep.
To the end of the track, like literally as I passed over it, we just shut off, like didn't turn off, but then it's like promoting something like a car.
Yeah, it'll be one of the safeties that we've got in it. So we'll see what that is now and go from there. But it was right on the edge of the track on the launch. It looked really good.
It felt awesome. I missed the shift on that first one.
Yeah.
Like literally like hit the edge of it, and as I went to go hit it again, it just popped it. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's perfect. Ready to go on.
That's all right. 11.0, 128. First pass.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? You glad you went now? Yeah, that's the go. Good job. Thanks to this man, of course, we ended up with a 9.3 at 153 or something, was it like that?
Close enough to 153.
Yeah, so that's my record in mile per hour, which was super pumped for. It's next to no prep out here, so super happy with that. Everything looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, data looks good. We chased it all day from basically setting up a tune-up, and then we didn't hit it very hard at the start and we were turning tyres. So we were pulling it back and pulling it back, and now we're right on the edge of the tyre. We got 3 tune-ups for basically a no-prep scenario, which is you up at Rocky.
Yeah.
So hopefully that gets down the track there, and yeah.
We've got a bit of the scramble button as well, so if we're sort of mid-track, we can hit that and keep going, so...
Yeah, so you'll know if someone's in front of Charlie and he starts getting a little bit wormy, he's grabbing the button. But no, thanks for letting us be part of it, man. It's been a good, fun weekend and we've got good results. So
yeah. No, well, I can't thank this man enough. He took me into his home and I've been staying down in the Morning Peninsula with him and he's been showing me around. And I can't thank him enough for taking his time out to drive here to Heathcote and tune the car to start with on Friday and then feed me, which is always a hard thing to do, but and look after me over last weekend and then get the car ready to do some no prep stuff in Rocky and then Cootamundra after that. So that'll end it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching.